Hey everyone, welcome to the very last compliance weekly planning update for the year of 2024. In case you've missed all of the other ones, my name is Ian. I'm the product manager for the compliance group here at GitLab. And joining me today is Nate, the engineering manager for the compliance group here at GitLab. So what we'll be doing as usual is to walk through the priority list from a product perspective on what we'll be working on. And then Nate will take over and talk through the nitty-gritty of what we'll be doing for the milestone. So looking at the priority list for 17.8, we'll first be working on custom compliance frameworks MVC. So as mentioned in the last few videos, what we'll be doing is we'll be removing standards from the compliance center and introducing requirements. So we're helping to really streamline the compliance frameworks creation process in GitLab to frameworks requirements to controls. And this helps us to address key customer feedback around this area, as well as to align us a lot more closely to what the industry expects when you're trying to create frameworks in similar tools outside of GitLab. Second on the list is external customizable standard adherence checks. So over here, what we're trying to provide is, for some context, we do provide controls or checks out of the box here at GitLab, which are primarily revolving around, merge request approval policies, such as, separation of duties between a person that has written the MR versus who can approve the MR. And that's all provided out of the box in GitLab. But what we're going to be doing is to provide users the ability to actually pipe in or to send in controls and or checks that are outside of GitLab into the compliance center and be able to use the compliance center to be able to track all of them in a single place as well. So we'll be starting work on that for this milestone. The third thing on the product priority list is the compliance pipeline to security policy migration. So as mentioned, we'll be looking to deprecate compliance pipelines by the 18.0 release, and we're advocating for everyone to move to pipeline execution policy by that time frame. As part of that, we've had a communication issue where we've communicated in almost every milestone around this deprecation. And we've also released in a previous release a first-class migration tool to help you move your pipelines to security policies. Here for this milestone, we'll be working to add a pop-up when the framework is saved. And again, just working towards helping better inform and better move users over to pipeline execution policy as the way to enforce your compliance frameworks moving forward. Fourth on the list are a couple of compliance center improvements that we're looking to work on. So for, over the last couple of milestones, we've been working on having some minor improvements based off customer feedback. So for example, for the recently released 17.7 or recently, as at this recording, we released a few navigation and filtering improvements for the compliance center. And for this milestone, it's no different, where based off customer feedback, we'll be looking to release some improvements, which Nate can go into a bit more detail when he talks through those. 5, 6, and 7 are the last few pieces of work that we're looking to work on for this milestone. And these are all, this is all work around being able to, again, scale up the audit events system here that we have in GitLab, as well as working on cells, which is around, again, scaling up how we can use GitLab for, enterprises, large enterprises, and helping those large enterprises scale up their use of GitLab as well. So so these are the priority lists that we have for this milestone. I'll hand it over to Nate to talk through the engineering work for the milestone.
Thanks, Ian. So yeah, the custom compliance frameworks project, we have made a little bit of a change in how some of the database structure in our database model. We're reflecting these changes through the GraphQL APIs and the front-end work in 17.8. We have got the requirements and controls work done through the front end, and we're starting to test that in our staging environment and creating some feedback off the back of that. We're also starting to work on the evaluation engine of the controls so that we can start to display the adherence report side of this initiative. For the external customizable control checks. Um, we want to get the technical implementation planning completed and start work, if possible, as a stretch into the work itself in 17.8. So yeah, that'll be the goal there, is just to get it all planned out. For the pipeline migration work, we are adding the pop-up, as Ian mentioned, and then we'll start work on the actual removal behind a feature flag work in 17.8. So looking to roll that out later on. For the compliance center improvements, we have we're currently releasing a lot of work around the speed, and we have done release some work around the usability of it. We're also looking to develop the upgrade the search functionality to make it more intuitive, and also looking at creating a more hierarchical list within the project's report so that you can navigate to your project or subgroup and apply frameworks a little bit easier. Finally, the consolidation work, we're looking at doing the final migration. What this is going to enable is having at both the instance and group level all of the functionality for streaming to different destinations and filtering, which will be a big bonus there. The metrics, so we've got more metrics that we're trying to add to measure success of a lot of these initiatives. And then for the sales work, we are going to start a new background migration. This is going to take a long time to finish, but it will be a key piece of work for scaling up both our audit events and organizations overall. So yeah, that's more of a detailed analysis. Back to you, Ian.
Awesome. Thanks, Nate. Yep, that's all for us for this recording, and that's a wrap up for the year. So thanks everyone for joining us on this series for the year, and happy holidays, and see you all next year.
Catch you.